Welcome to the Nintendo PowerZone, guys. This is your boy, Nice1983, and today we have a brand new unboxing video, and today is very awesome. Today we're going to hit up the Pixel Pals Wave 2 line, starting with Fire Mario. Yes, PDP is back with another wave of these guys, and I kind of have mixed emotions about these. So we're going to start with number 5, and that would be Fire Mario. It's a colorway or variant of the regular Mario that came out last November. So here we are. PDP didn't really bring us anything new with this wave. The other figures in this wave are a Solar Flare Mega Man and a colorway Luigi variant of this same figure. So needless to say, I have mixed feelings about this wave because there's nothing really new. Oh, I also forgot there is another Vault Boy from the Fall Out Boy series that's done in a black and white motif. Yeah, they really didn't bring anything new to the table, and that's a bummer because with this line I was expecting to see characters, like Toad or Donkey Kong or Pac-Man or the Galaga spaceship. There was so much they could have done with this wave, and they just didn't do it. They literally just re-released the 3 figures that they had in variant color schemes, and that's a missed opportunity in my opinion. And there are a few other things that we're going to talk about that I have issues with yet again. So guys, strap on in because this is going to be a long one, alright? So let's go ahead and start with the box like we always do. Up in the upper right corner you see the Super Mario 3 logo. Under that you see the Pixel Pals logo. Over off to the side you see the Fire Mario title. And you see your nice window display of Fire Mario. You catch a glimpse of how the figure looks. And under that you have your recommended ages, 14 plus. You have the PDP logo dead in the center. You have your Nintendo seal of quality. And on the bottom right corner you have the number 5, which indicates that this is the 5th figure in the Pixel Pals line. Moving on to the other side of the box, you see the Pixel Pals logo. Right under that you have the logo for Super Mario Bros. 3. You have a word bubble under that says I light up, and right under that you have an image of an unlit Mario standing next to a lit version of the Mario. And then you have this product is not intended for children unless they are supervised by an adult. They gotta put that on there. So not a lot going on this side of the box that we didn't see on the previous series. So let's go ahead and flip it back. So looking at the back of the box, we have a lot of awesome stuff. You got your Pixel Pals logos again, your Super Mario Bros. 3 logo again, an awesome picture of the Fire Mario, and then you have this little blurb on the side of the box. So let's go ahead and read that. As one of the true titans of the gaming industry, Mario continues to stand tall as a global icon. Fire Mario, first introduced in Super Mario Bros., is the form Mario takes after powering up with a fire flower which grants him the ability to throw fireballs. Fire Mario continues to be an iconic, sizzling presence in the ever-expanding world of Super Mario. So I'm a real big fan of these blurbs that they've been putting on the back of these boxes. It's very cool, and it's kind of like a mini history lesson for each individual character that they go ahead and make a Pixel Pal for. Unfortunately, a lot of this is the same text that was in the last figure for Mario, so not a lot changed here except for the specifics of talking about Fire Mario versus Super Mario. So again, it's not a big deal, but it comes with this being a colorway / variant figure. It doesn't add a lot to the existing figure, and it won't add a lot to these little history blurbs that they put on the back of these boxes. It is what it is. Continuing on with the back of the box, we have the little logo that says collect them all. Over to the right side it says Fire Mario. You have your PDP logo at the left hand corner of the box. Right there at the bottom center of the box, this thing tells you does not include 2 AAA batteries. This is a bummer. This is not cool. In Wave 1, they packaged the AAA batteries. Here in Wave 2, PDP has cheapened up on us. First off, it doesn't look like they corrected the one major issue I had with the first wave, and that was the fact that you needed batteries in the first place. I thought these things would be better if you could have plugged them in via USB, but it doesn't look like PDP went the extra mile to go ahead and make these compatible via USB. And secondly, they didn't even pack the batteries in this wave. That is a total bummer. Like, now you have to either look for batteries in your house or go out and buy batteries. And yes, I know batteries are not an expensive thing, but batteries start to add up after a while. Eventually, you will pay more for batteries for this thing than you actually spend on the product itself, and that sucks. It really bums me out to see such cool figures weighed down by the necessity of batteries. Alright, final side of the box, and we have some cool stuff here. We have the eye light up word bubble again, but this time it looks like it's coming specifically from Mario. That's, you know, creeping back there in the window. Then you have your Pixel Pals logo all up on the side of the box, followed by Fire Mario, and that pretty much covers the box. It's a very nice box. I like the box. It didn't change much from, you know, Wave 1. It just kind of matches the color variant of the figure itself. But that's neither here nor there. What I want to do now, guys, is I actually want to do a little bit of comparison time, so don't go anywhere. So normally we don't do comparison time this early in the video, but I wanted you guys to see the differences between the packaging between Wave 1 and Wave 2. It's virtually identical with the exception of a few things, just basically color. You know, the color on the Wave 1 figure, it's got the yellow with the blue trim, whereas the Wave 2 figure has the yellow with the red trim. Minor differences there. It's pretty much there to let you know that it is a variant slash colorway figure. The only thing markedly different between the Wave 1 box and the Wave 2 box is that first edition sticker that appears on the Wave 1 box. It's this nice holographic sticker that just kind of stands out and lets people know that this is a first edition figure, whereas the Wave 2 figure, this is the 5th figure in the line, it gets none of that fan service that's on the first Wave box. So guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box so we can show you some of the differences there. So the major difference between these two boxes at this juncture are the blurbs. The first blurb on the Wave 1 box, it pretty much just talks about Mario, his first appearance, and whatnot. On the back of the Wave 2 box, what you have is a blurb that's very specific to Fire Mario. Again, they look really similar. Another major difference here is just the color scheme of Mario, which reflects the differences between the two figures. Even though there's not much, like I said, it's just a colorway or a variant, whichever term you want to use to describe it. But it's just a different paint job, essentially. One more thing that's different is on the bottom of the box on the Wave 1, you see that it came with the 2 AAA batteries, and on Wave 2 it's indicating that it doesn't. Bummed out by this, but what am I going to do here? So we've got Mario outside of the box, and I don't know how well this is coming across to you guys. I don't know if this is just a me thing or if this is something that everyone can see. When you look at Mario in this fire color scheme, I'm having a lot of issues here. It's kind of hard to make out some of the finer details. That kind of sucks because when you buy these Pixel Pals, you know you're buying a pixelated version of characters that you hold near and dear to your heart, so you want them to look as nice as possible. But what I'm seeing here is a loss of detail because, you know, the oranges kind of blend together. I know they're different shades, but it makes it really hard to kind of pick out individual features on this 8-bit version of Mario, and it bums me out. I gotta go back and look at Mario 3 and see if it was really this hard to discern the features of Fire Mario when you compare it to the regular Mario, but I think that's really just the pixelated design that's making this hard to figure out all the features. I think it's because Pixel Pals have these like checkered pixelated, you know, style to them that it makes it hard to pick out the features on this figure because the colors don't necessarily work as well as they did on the first version of this figure, and that kind of sucks. I'm hoping it looks better when we have this thing lit, but as of right now, I feel like I've lost all the great detail that was put into the first figure. It goes to show you that something as simple as a paint scheme can completely alter the style of a figure entirely. Moving on to the side of the figure, we have the same issues that we had last wave, where we lose all detail when it comes to looking at this at an angled perspective. Yes, they have to make these things as cheap as possible, so you lose all the detail. That's where the amiibos are so much better. The 8-bit amiibos truly represent the characters from every angle, and because the amiibos exist, it makes something like this lose its appeal, in my opinion. Let's just go ahead and look at the back of the figure now. So here we have the back of the figure. It's basically just that deep orange that basically borders Mario. Not a lot going on there, but again, we have the Pixel Pals logo embossed where the battery should go. You have the Super Mario Bros. 3 logo, the PDP logo, all those logos that you're supposed to see there. You have your on and off switch. Not a lot going on here in the back. It's cool that, you know, it's not all black like on the last figure, but being all orange doesn't necessarily make it better, guys. So here it is, the last side of the figure. Nothing going on here. Let's just go ahead and see what this looks like when we turn it on, because that's where this thing should really shine. Okay, so we got this thing turned on, and one of the complaints I just had was that we lost a lot of the detail when looking at this figure due to the color scheme. When it's lit, all that detail really shines through, so it does look better when it's lit. That's incredible, because like I just got done saying that we lost all that detail, and here it is, PDP proving me sort of wrong, because when it is off, you do lose a lot of that detail, but when it's on, it looks a lot better. And this is with the lights on. So let's go ahead and turn these lights off so we can see how bright this figure truly shines. Alright, so we got the lights off, and take a look. It looks spectacular, guys. It really does. It looks perfect. This is the Fire Mario I remember from Super Mario Bros. 3. Excellent job. Yes, it may look shitty when the lights are on, but when the lights are off, this thing is fantastic. It's really going to stand out among the other Pixel Pals that I have, because the color is very different from what we saw on the regular Super Mario from this line. So it's going to be a nice, you know, juxtaposition. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So we have the Wave 1 Mario standing next to the Wave 2 Mario, and when you look at them, they are the same, but they look almost completely different just because of the variation in the color scheme between the two. I prefer the Wave 1 when the lights are on. It just, you see all that fine detail because of the black outline. On the Wave 2 figure, you have these two different oranges that kind of clash and make it really hard to just see all that detail that Mario should have. So we got the lights turned off, and looking at these things side by side is so epic. They look amazing standing next to each other. They're just so different when it comes to their color schemes that they're almost like different figures entirely. Fire Mario looks like Fire Mario, and regular Mario just looks like regular Mario. Now, the cool thing here is that Mario's overalls on the Wave 1 figure kind of get lost in, you know, the darkness, but on the Wave 2 figure with this color scheme, all of his details stand out a lot. He's completely visible, and it looks amazing. Let's go ahead and bring out Mega Man so we can see how that looks. So the Mega Man Pixel Pal joins the party, and look at how awesome these three figures look standing next to one another. They are awesome, and I forget how bright these guys actually are. They just look amazing standing next to each other. But let's go even further and let's bring out some more lights. So I went ahead and brought out the Pac-Man Ghost Light and the Super Mario Bros. Question Block Light. Both of these are from Paladone, and these are some great products. They both use USB, and the Question Block Light can also run off of batteries. And you just see how different these are compared to the Pixel Pals. There's a nice juxtaposition between what PDP is doing and what Paladone did. Now, the Paladone products actually do a lot more than just turn off and on. The Question Block Light makes sounds, and the Pac-Man Ghost Light actually strobes through different colors. So they are a higher quality light than you're gonna get out of these Pixel Pals, but surprisingly they're not much brighter than the Pixel Pals. I actually think the Pixel Pals are actually brighter, but because the fact they run off of batteries means that once those batteries start to die, that brightness dies with the batteries. So you're gonna have to be swapping out batteries pretty quickly if you like having these things on. Just from regular use in my house, I've changed the batteries on my Wave 1 Mario 3 times and on my Mega Man twice, so you can't really have these lights turned on at all times, and that's kind of a bummer because with the PowerZone products, because they use the USB, I can leave them on without fear of, you know, them really dying because it's LEDs, and LEDs last a very long time, guys. But it is what it is. I'm gonna have to live with it. So let's just go ahead and show you what everything looks like when the lights are turned off. Alright guys, everything is on the table. Look how beautiful this scene is. The Pac-Man ghost light, the 3 Pixel Pals, and the question block light all on the table. They just look so perfect. Look at how much light these 5 things are giving off. It's incredible. They just look so nice, and I like how the Pixel Pals can stand out among the PowerZone products. They really do stand out. PDP does an excellent job with these Pixel Pals. They take a lot of care in their design and making sure they can stand out among the higher quality products, and it really shows. The Fire Mario looks great, even when you're looking at it compared to the Mega Man and the regular Mario. They just look fantastic, but the Fire Mario especially looks great. So PDP did an excellent job. I can't praise them enough for this as far as the design is concerned. But guys, it's time to go ahead and break it down into score time, so don't go anywhere. Right, so it is score time, my favorite time. Why? Because I get to tell you whether or not something is worth your hard-earned money. So let's go ahead and start with the appearance of this figure. It is a very nicely done figure. It is basically just a colorway of the Wave 1 Super Mario that came out, which they did an excellent job of recreating that 8-bit Mario from Super Mario Bros. 3. But there is a but here. The caveat with this figure is, because of the color scheme, you start to lose a lot of those finer details that you could see very easily on the Wave 1 figure. Now this really only applies when the lights are on, because when the lights are on the Wave 1 figure, you see all those details because the blacks are in the right place, and you know, the peaches are in the right place. Everything looks perfect. But on this figure, because it's basically just orange on orange, it makes it really hard to just pick those details out. But when you turn the lights off, this thing shines bright, and when the lights are off, this is actually better than the Wave 1 figure, because on the Wave 1 figure, you lose all the blacks when the lights are off because it's dark. But here, the black parts are that deeper orange, and they truly stand out. It's kind of hit or miss, and it makes me wonder whether or not they should have chosen the Mario from Super Mario Bros. 1 versus Super Mario Bros. 3. Yes, it's a simpler design, but I think with that simpler design, those details wouldn't have gotten lost. And I may be wrong about that, but we'll kinda never know. It looks like PDP is really wanting to stick with the Mario Bros. 3 because they've also done a Luigi color variation for this exact same figure. Now, let's talk about that a little bit since we're talking about its appearance. Because this is a variant figure or colorway or whatever term you want to use to describe this, it doesn't bring anything new to the table, so that doesn't really help it in any way, shape, or form. In this case, I actually have to dock it a point because it's no longer an original idea from PDP. It's pretty much the same thing in a different color. That's exactly what it is, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 for its appearance. As far as its functionality is concerned, this is where all my real issues come to light. Get it? Come to light. First off, this thing takes batteries. I had issues with that in Wave 1, and those issues extend into Wave 2. I really think that they should have gone with a USB connection. A micro USB connection, to be more specific. It would have done a lot more for these figures if they didn't have to rely on batteries. And what's worse is that here on Wave 2, they're not even packing the batteries in. They're charging you the same price that they charge for Wave 1, but they're not giving you the batteries. So that's kind of an issue in and of itself. and that bums me out because it's like now I have to go out and buy batteries. Luckily I had AAA batteries in the house so that we could do this unboxing properly, but 9 times out of 10 I don't have spare batteries in the house. I'm not really one to stock up on batteries, and if you're like me, you're gonna buy this and you're gonna be pissed that you can't use it right off the bat. So as far as its functionality is concerned, because it uses the batteries still, and because they don't even give you the batteries, I'm giving it a 5. So we give it a 6.5 for its appearance, and we give it a straight up 5 for its functionality. This figure gets a 5.75. It does not get our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of quality, and that is a damn shame. The Wave 1 got the seal of quality based on its uniqueness, and Wave 2 did nothing to try to push the boundaries of the Pixel Pals. These are just variations. They're colorways, variant figures. They really dropped the ball. PDP had something golden that a lot of gamers would like to have in their game rooms, and I feel like they didn't really capitalize on it. They could have released a Pac-Man. They could have released a Galaga spaceship. They could have done, a Toad or a Bowser, or, tons of other 8-bit video game characters that exist, and they just didn't do it. Hell, even use the 16-bit Mario from Super Mario World, but do something different. Don't just do colorways. It sucks to know that you guys just chose not to extend this brand as far as you could. Now, I know those figures will probably come down the line, but you're releasing Wave 2 so quickly after Wave 1 that what you essentially did was you just hurt yourselves. So it does not get our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of quality, and I'm not sorry. It doesn't meet the quality standards that we have. So guys, I don't recommend that you spend your money on this particular variation of the Mario. I suggest you go ahead and buy the Wave 1 Mario, which is still on store shelves. It's going to run you the same price, but you're going to get batteries with it at least. But alright guys, this video has been a long one, so I gotta let you go. But before I do, let me hit you up with these social media links. You can hit me up on Twitter at Nice1983. You can email me at nice193@gmail.com. Check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/Nintendo PowerZone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo PowerZone podcast, you can download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, and stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio. But if you like watching the show live, you can catch us live on YouTube, youtube.com/user/thearticle, THAARTICLE. And don't forget, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. I have a brand new unboxing video just for you. Guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Nintendo PowerZone Unboxing. Thank you so much for watching, and watch out for Amiibo Hunters on the prowl. Stay fresh. Deuces!